Sure. Okay, yeah. It is hard to kind of, okay. Oh, okay. Just, am I up now? Two. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bree with Project Recap TV, and today I am here with Pastor Tim of True Life Christian Church. We're going to talk about his ministry, how he got started, and what you can expect next. So stay tuned. So tell me about your call to ministry.
Wow, I was 19. I was a sophomore at Eastern Michigan University on the campus, trying my best to keep it holy. And just had this crazy encounter with God in my dorm room, praying, and had this amazing encounter in prayer. Went home. My grandfather pastored the church 50 years in Detroit, so I'm a third generation preacher. Had a conversation with him, told him what I experienced, and he told me that it was my time to answer this call, and from there we went forward. So since 2003, this is what I've been assigned to do, and I've been trying my best to live that out since that day.
Awesome. So what inspired True Life Church?
What inspired True Life Church? I have been in church my entire life, and I hit a peak after college where I had been in church, but it seemed just this redundant experience of like, okay, God, what are we missing? A lot of traditionalism, a lot of the same thing, and had just been in prayer like, God, there has to be more, right? Seeing people come hurt, broken, but oftentimes we're so focused on our own agenda that we miss the move of God in a moment to respond to the needs of people. And just from this place of prayer, God started showing me this vision of this church. So I was serving at my uncle's church. Okay. He pastors a church in Detroit, and I had been there for years. And God just started showing me something different, and I kept thinking that it was for me to implement these things at his church. And he was like, that's not what I don't want to do that. And he kind of gave me a little bit of pushback, and I said, okay, cool. So just praying to God like, hey, why are you showing me this? And I broke off from the church and just kind of started visiting other churches. And I probably visited 50 or 60 churches over the time span of like 2 or 3 years. And God said, the church you're looking for is inside of you. Wow. Had no idea what it meant. I'm like, okay, God, what are you saying? So I kept looking. And someone came over my house, sat at my kitchen table, and he said to me the exact same words that God said. The church that you're looking for is inside of you. Wow. I was in prayer, and God showed me this vision of a group of people my age serving, giving God glory, trying our best to be influential in the culture around us. And he showed me True Life Church. So in about 15, I said, okay, God, I'll do it. And then I kind of ran from it for some years because I work a regular job as well. Mm-hmm. And just the assignment of that, having a wife, I have 4 daughters. So just being busy, being dad, being husband, being a brother. I cut hair on the side. I do all these other side things, right? So in the midst of that, I just, okay, God, what are you saying? And ultimately, God said, you won't have peace until you do what I said do. So about 2 years ago, I made the decision that I was going to move forward with what God said. We started having small Bible class in my house. I went through the process of like legally organizing the church, going through the process of establishing a 501, and the rest is kind of just history. So we had our official launch this past November, and it's been great.
Amazing. So define True Life. What does that mean?
True Life. So True Life Christian Church, the thought behind it is the truth that changes lives. Our mission is to infuse the culture with the more of God. And of course, our motto is the truth is better than a lie. And I think that at the end of the day, our focus is to take a God-centered approach to everything that we do in our lives, to make sure that God becomes the focal point of our existence, and that it's not something that we schedule or pencil in, or God's not this one-off thing, but to truly showcase that we can integrate God in our lives to the degree that he's a part of everything that we do. So family's a big thing for us. The culture of how we live our lives. So we have church on Saturday, and the thought behind having church on Saturday is that it's not this big deal experience, but it's that you come, you get the word, you worship with us, and you continue experiencing your day with your family. So I take my kids to the movies after church. We hang out. I preach in what you see me in right now. So what you see is kind of what you get. But it's a simple formula of worship in the word. So our hope is that people would come, they would be excited about God, and they would take that and use that same eagerness to impact the people around them.
Awesome. So that kind of leads into my next question. What do you think sets you apart from other churches?
I think the thing that we really try to focus on more than anything else is to keep it simple, right? You'll go to church, and this is no slight to like anyone else, right? But we want to have a simple formula where when you come to church, you experience God in the form of let's have an amazing time worshiping, and then let's share in the word, and then let's break. I don't spend time asking you about how long you giving money. I don't raise an offering, so to speak. People know that, hey, you can give via Cash App, you can give via Givelify, and it's kind of just like the known culture of who we are as a church. But we want it to be simple. We don't want your worship experience to be interrupted with announcements. So we tried our best to strip all the fluff off of your experience. So you get God and you go home.
Amazing. So why do you feel people are stepping away from the church?
I think, church hurt is a big deal. Like, it's a real conversation. People have expectations for what they believe the church should do. They think the church should help, and it should. We're oftentimes based in a community, looking for the community to buy into what we're offering. But at the same time that we have this experience where we want others to buy in, we got to give them a reason to. And so we have to be influential in how we give back and what that looks like and how we use our influence to impact others. And I think on some levels as a body, as a church body, we've missed it. Because we come and we do a lot of things that are really focused on us, and it feels somewhat segmented and I don't know if the word I want to use is, I won't say that word, but sometimes it feels a little bit as if what we're doing is only for those that believe. And I think we have to remember that part of our assignment is to reach those that are lost. Yeah. And those that are lost aren't going to always come to the church. And we have to be intentional about going out and impacting the world around us. And so I think people leave because we often forget that there are people that need our impact in spaces that don't look traditional in terms of a church. So church hurt becomes a thing because people have an expectation for who we should be, how it should feel, what it should look like. They have an expectation for how we utilize our resources. What are we going to do with the dollars? Mm-hmm. Do we help other people? I think sometimes when we don't see that, it raises this question, is it authentic?
Yeah.
Are you guys really doing the work of the Lord, or is it self-serving? And so I think for people who get it, and who are intellectually sound and have an expectation and our exposure to how things should look in this day where information's right at your fingertips, we got a bigger responsibility. We have to do more. And I think until people see us do more, they won't sign up. They won't come. They will still believe God, but they'll believe God at home. And I think there's a beautiful thing about the synergy of people being together, collective minds coming together to like push a big vision. It takes people to do that. And so we have to be more intentional about our assignment as a church, our assignment as the called, our assignment as believers, so that we can get other people who feel like we feel and believe the way we believe so that we can make a bigger impact.
Absolutely. So let's get personal.
Okay.
So, tell us about you. What do you want people to know about Pastor Tim?
I'm a real dude. I'm a real guy from the east side of Detroit, born and raised. I went to ML King High School. I went to Eastern Michigan University, so I'm local. I'm here. I want people to know that it's real. I'm authentic. I'm a regular guy. I got a wife. I have kids. I know what it feels like to have the pressure of taking care of others. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to, go to the movies. I want to be impactful, but I still want to make it cool to be a believer. So I think I want people to know that about me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I do this very often. What is your favorite recap moment? It could be 2019, something like a pivotal moment in your life.
Wow. My grandfather passing.
Okay.
My grandfather passed, and then right just before my grandfather passed, I had my first daughter. So my daughter, who was born in 2010, I lost my grandfather in April. Mm-hmm. And I felt like at that moment, like life changed because my grandfather was like the most influential person I knew. And I felt like I had this new responsibility of being a dad with my dad figure being gone. Yeah. And then the only thing I've known that my grandfather has been super passionate about is God. And so I felt like I was kind of picking up where he left off. And I feel like it was a huge pivotal point in my life, in a broad picture of my recap, but in the short picture of my recap, 2019, launching True Life Christian Church. I think that was like super pivotal in terms of me fulfilling purpose. So absolutely.
So let us know how we can attend the church. So shout out your social media so everyone can. Okay.
Before I shout out social media, what I want people to know, shameless plug, we're having a financial literacy course on the last Saturday of this month at 1803 East 14 Mile Road. That's in Birmingham, Michigan. It's where we worship. So we worship at the Embry United Methodist Church. It is in Birmingham, Michigan, 1 block east of Woodward Avenue. So you can catch us there every Saturday at noon. Saturdays at noon is where we worship. You can also catch us there on Tuesdays for Bible class. But on social media, True Life Christian Church on Instagram and Facebook. You can catch me. I am on Instagram as well, timothy.d.holly. And I can, always share information about who we are and what we're doing in those avenues.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.